Greetings and salutations, people of the internet. This is Master RBG, and today I have a very unique game to show you. Not because of its strange and or bizarre premise or its weird characters, but because of its art style and extremely creative approach to storytelling. This game has an extremely deep and emotional story, and yet there isn't a single word of dialogue ever spoken. Outside of a small handful of command prompts, there aren't any words to be found in this game. Now, because of its deeply story-driven nature, I'll be taking a few creative liberties here and there with anything directly related to the plot to avoid any major spoilers. Now, without any further ado, here is The Last of June, ironically being presented to you on the last of June. Ah, yes. So, our very first scene is our introduction to our, I'd say primary characters, but that's not exactly accurate. Our primary focus for this story would probably be a little more accurate. Our lovely young couple here is Carl and June. Now, I know, it's a little distracting. The characters are a little bit creepy looking with no eyes or mouths or any real detail to their faces other than their nose and ears. It's kind of like Coraline, but creepier. And that's really my only argument against this art style, because everything else about it looks beautiful. It's like a living painting, and it's really quite nice. And of course, this opening scene really shows us a lot about how these two interact and how they really feel, again, without ever uttering a single word. And that's really quite impressive. Now, of course, June here is an artist. And of course, this is their favorite spot to hang out, the pier in their local area. Oh, isn't that sweet? Because Carl saved the day. Isn't that nice? Ah, yes, and now we get to see them at home. It's actually a rather nice place. I'm not really sure exactly where they're located, though. Assuming the English countryside, maybe? Oh, isn't that nice? She took his glasses off for him. Looks like poor Carl wore himself out. Oh, there's a knock at the door. Alright, let's see who it is. Hey, it's the old man. By the way, did I forget to mention almost no one has a name here except for Carl and June? Yeah, because they don't. Either way, though, looks like the old man made something special, and clearly it's meant for Carl. She wants him to be very, very quiet. She's gonna sneak it and hide it away somewhere. Oh, by the way, remember how I mentioned June's an artist? Yeah, see these paintings? They'll be a lot more important later. Just FYI. Okay, well, looks like Carl's awake. Fortunately, he's good and distracted while June's off trying to hide that present. Now let's see what made that noise, shall we? Oh dear. Doesn't everyone hate it when they have those noisy neighbors? Anywho, here's our hunter. He's another character in this game that we'll be seeing a lot more of later on. And of course the kid. Honestly, I kind of feel sorry for the kid, but not going to go into a lot of detail why just yet. Oh, but where's June? I wonder. Oh, by the way, here's a quick picture of the whole cast. We haven't really seen the blonde lady yet, but don't worry, we'll get there. One search for June later. Now I wonder where she could be. Whoa! Okay, there she is. Startled us. Oh, a picnic? Sure, that sounds great. Over by the pier. I'm sure no one's gonna notice that box behind your back. No one at all. Well, now they're off to have a lovely picnic by the pier, where I'm sure she'll give him that lovely gift, and absolutely nothing bad could possibly happen. Well, as it turns out, something bad did happen. They were on their way to the pier just as they had planned, until they came upon a monstrous cat from another dimension, who struck them so hard that it landed them both in the hospital, and they were both in critical condition. Also, it kind of went on a rampage throughout the rest of the village too, but we'll get around to that later. Alas, poor Carl was not only comatose, but he was also paralyzed from the waist down, and now is stuck in this limbo version of his house and his hometown. They say that art is a window into the artist's mind. Unfortunately, here in limbo, the very same can be said for June's artwork, providing literal glimpses into strands of time. Which is good, because Carl's gonna need that if he hopes to avoid the fate that befell him and June and a few others. So, the rest of the game plays out like a rather unusual mix of Groundhog Day, minus the humor, and Final Destination, where you relive parts of that fateful day, but from the points of view of other people, the subjects of June's paintings, as you'll soon see. Okay, so the first person we're gonna try and alter their timeline is the kid. And I'm not gonna lie, that whole bit there was kind of creepy. Carl's a bit braver than I am, because at this point I would have been like, I'm out, but okay. I'm gonna try and help the kid. Okay, so with the kid, the thing you should know is there aren't any other children in this small village, I guess. So he doesn't really have anybody to play with. So he doesn't have a whole lot of options for playing around, obviously. He has a soccer ball, and he has a kite, and this cool little treehouse. But unfortunately, he is very, very lonely. Now, I'm not going to give away details, but suffice it to say that the soccer ball option does not end well. Obviously, he finds nobody else to really play it with, and ends up going into a dangerous area with the ball. And I'll just leave it right there. So, instead, we are going to try and do the kite option and see how that makes the rest of the events of this particular day work out. Hopefully, for the better. Fingers crossed. Okay, so we find our soccer ball first, but we do find the location of the kite. Hopefully, the kid has a mean three-pointer. Hopefully. Oh look, the old man. Maybe he can help. Who knows? Okay, so after a fair bit of puzzle solving, we are now able to access the kite and our soccer ball. Kobe. Very nice. Excellent shot, kid. Don't get cocky. Oh wait a sec, I'm thinking of a totally different show, aren't I? Oops. Oh hey, what do you know? The kite thing worked out after all. You got to spend some time with the old man. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay, so we've changed the fate of one of 4 people in our village that's ultimately needed to save June. Who to save next? Let's see. Well, looks like it's Blonde Lady's turn. Blasted poltergeist infestation. Alright. Let's do it. Woo! Darn bells. Always ringing at inconvenient times. Alright, so looks like our blonde lady is moving and was reminiscing about good times. And what's this? Looks like she's sweet on old Carl. What do you know? The old dog. Looks like it was never meant to be. What terrible fate awaits the blonde lady? How will we change her fate? What about the hunter and the old man? The answers to all these questions, and ultimately how do we save June, can only be answered by picking up this game and playing it yourself. What? I keep these things mostly spoiler-free. That's just the nature of this channel. Or at least this series, anyway. Anywho, this game gets a big old recommendation from me, but be warned. This game is not one for folks that like big happy endings. Everything tied up neatly in a little bow, because that's not going to happen here. In fact, I highly recommend having a box of tissues handy. You'll probably need them. This game's a little bit of an emotional roller coaster. It's currently available for about $20 on the Switch, the PlayStation 4, and on your PC. Although, unfortunately, not for Linux or Mac. Sorry, guys. But hey, you never know, they might fix that soon enough. It's possible. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly enjoyed making it for you. If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to follow my crazy nonsense and see my future videos, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification bell to be among the first to know exactly when I post new content here on YouTube. And if you'd like some suggestions for other videos made by yours truly, then how about these? Over here, you can check out my previous review for Chroma Squad, a tactical RPG in the vein of Disgaea or Final Fantasy Tactics, but with a Power Rangers kinda feel to it. And over here, you can check out the very first of my Master's Guide series, a sort of parody tutorial/guide to various video game genres. And this one is for fighting games. Pick either one, they're both fantastic, just like you guys have been. Until next time, this is Master RBG, signing off.